Aw, yeah. Guess who's back? Well, certainly Philadelphia is. But Harry D, Deli Dell, D Midas, your boy's back again for the next episode of the next show. So much has happened since you last saw me and heard from me on YouTube here. Oh, so much has happened. So much drama in the world of sports. It's all been great. So I'm going to get into my thoughts and feelings about what's happened so far since you last heard from me. And just to chat a bunch about that and what I think about what's trending going forward and what's happening in the NBA as far as my Raptors are concerned, and also my Philadelphia Flyers. Shout out to Philly, first place in the East officially. That's going to go down in the record books. COVID Cup or not, they went 3-0. They earned it. And with the exhibition game against Pittsburgh, technically you're talking about playing, four of the best teams in the East and going 4-0, four different styles of play that they had to adapt to. It's all been great. I'm going to get into all that. Raptors talk, another great game again, another nice win against Memphis. John Morant, kid's got it, clearly. That's why he was a top 5 draft pick in the NBA, but not enough for Memphis. Marc Gasol came back to play his old team since he joined the Raptors as a champ and, hit a big a three-pointer, like long range. So good for him. Proud of the Raps. Another win. Just one step forward to hosting the trophy again. So shout out to the Raps. Getting into some of that, what I saw from the game. And NHL Flyers talk. Oh man, that was great. So I'm going to start off with the Raptors, showing them love with my shirt here and the cap. Oh yeah, showing them much love, baby. It's a celebration. So good on them. A nice, 10-point victory, more or less, against the Memphis Grizzlies. Marc Gasol's old team. The big Spaniard comes back to play his team and haunts him, hits a couple of big threes. But there was sick plays made at both ends of the floor. The Grizzlies were doing their thing. They were hitting some shots. John Morant, the guy's so tough to handle one-on-one. So it's good that Nick Nurse has the Raps on the defensive tip, and he knows about when to bring in the help, the timing, the double team, the scheming, everything. It's all good. It's all good. Nick Nurse has these guys ready to go. So can't wait till the playoffs actually start. These guys it's looking like it's just looking like a tune-up game every game for the Raptors. Just like I've said all freaking year long, they're just on cruise control to get to the playoffs so they can start the defense of the championship. Straight up, that's it. Nothing more to be said. So great game against Memphis. John Morant, you came out, you made some plays, you showed up. Good for you. You're going to be a good, great point guard in this league. But, just not enough to handle the talented championship pedigree Toronto Raptors. So that's that. And, as far as Raps are concerned, let's just continue to march forward on the journey that is a back-to-back championship run. So let's just, again, continue to get it popping. There's going to be, ups and downs. If y'all want me to speak on that Boston Celtics game, I'll speak on that game. So they lost. Okay, they're probably sitting some starters. I didn't even watch the game because they're already 3-0, 4-0 since the return to play happened. So I'm like, whatever. If they rest some guys and lose to the Celtics, it's no big deal. Like Jaylen Brown, okay, great game, awesome. That's what the Associated Press, put out there for me to read. So, great game for Jaylen Brown. Hopefully, let's see what happens in the playoffs when the games actually, start to count. We clinched the second seed now. I guess the Bucks have first, I guess. So we'll see what happens. So I think, the Raps should easily get by the first round. I'll be sitting here eating crow if they don't. Second round, could be iffy depending on who they play. But I mean, second round, I don't really see any problems there either, barring some horrific, catastrophic injuries to star players, including Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry. Yes, I said his full name. Kyle Lowry, Mr. MVP, Mr. Heart and Soul of the Raptors, Mr. Defensive Champion, Mr. Taking Blocks. Yeah, Kyle Lowry. Yeah, you know, he hit a few big shots actually in that Memphis game. So again, great on him. Let's just march forward with that championship mentality and just get another one. Another one. Let's get another one. Moving on. Now, this is something that it's been. I love my raps, but oh man, I could talk hockey for ages, and y'all can best believe that. Oh boy, where do I begin? I mean, geez, I guess I could start with having some crow for breakfast, lunch, and dinner tomorrow after this gets put out there to all of the YouTubers out there watching and everyone all across the world watching this, interested in what I have to say about what's going on in the league, being an avid fan of a first place in the conference team. Okay, so where do I begin? Geez. Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat some crow, as I was saying earlier. My goodness, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because Montreal, and that is the team that we will have to play in the round of 16 in the official NHL playoff for 2020. The Montreal Canadiens. Wow, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. I mean, I guess I could start with. Obviously, I was completely wrong in what I was saying about how in my Mr. Nice Guy segment about how they were gonna do in the postseason going forward. But I guess maybe that was just me as a Flyers fan for some odd reason. Maybe like giving too much credit to Pittsburgh. Odd, eh? Right? Like, yeah. Like, why? Why would I do that? I don't know, because I thought that the great Sid Crosby and the great Evgeny Malkin, 33 and 34 years old. Let's not forget. Oh yeah, you got them on the team, and the Tang. He's getting up there. A lot of games played, and Murray not really showing that he's all that reliable when the chips are stacked and when they're down. And from speaking on my assessment of what I saw, Montreal, scrappy team, hardworking team, fast team. They can certainly put pucks on goal and whatnot. And Carey Price, all world goalie. I'll get to him in a minute. All world though. And what can you say? I mean, a 3-0 shutout, I believe, in the last game, 2-0, 3-0. So Carey Price gets the job done. Great on him. Another shutout for him. So good for the Habs fans. I'm sure they're delighted to see that. So am I as a Flyers fan, but I don't know. I mean, y'all Habs fans are going to hate on this if you're watching this out there en français, s'il vous plaît. But honestly, I believe that was just more of a Pittsburgh Penguins implosion than listen. I'll give the Habs credit. I will. Okay, they played well, and Carey Price played outstanding. Okay, so big ups to him, and big ups to the defense. They were giving him a lot of credit. These guys like Petrie, Weber, of course, whom Philly tried to get, Sherratt, guys like that, playing very well on the defensive end, being coached by a defensive minded French Canadian coach. They got the job done, but ultimately Pittsburgh, I don't know if they were really 100% into this. I think some guys thought because of what's happening with the virus, maybe, and it's like August, maybe I just want to like take a vacay or something, or just like hang out with my fam, things like that. I don't know what they were focused on or what sort of distractions they may have had, but didn't seem like they were into it from the start. I mean, they loaded up with Zucker and Marlowe, but that didn't get the job done, unfortunately. And I don't know where those guys are gonna go from here. I believe they're both free agents. That's why they were sold by their respective teams. So we'll see how Pittsburgh does and what's going to happen with Sid and Malkin and Murray. I mean, they had to start like Tristan Jari in the elimination game 4 in this plan. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, I know, Jari had better stats or whatever, but I don't know. You're talking about a guy that, won 2 cups for you. That's how I feel. You go with the guy that won the 2 cups for you and you just roll the dice on that. And then at least that way you can come back to the media and say, listen, I rolled with the guy that won us 2 cups. We didn't get it done as a team in front of him. And I'm ashamed that we put him in that position. I thought I had my guys prepared. Obviously, I didn't. We'll have to go back to the drawing board, watch the tape, do what we got to do, get out there, run the drills, and come back better. That's what we'll have to do. This is, say this was like, a very egregious loss, and, people are going to look at it as a major upset because of where Montreal was in the standings. But, you know, yeah, but honestly, people. I've already talked about this in the chats and the forums. People are talking about, um, the last series that Philly played against Montreal, and Philly wins in 5 games. And I believe Carey Price was in for that series. Back then though, 5 games, but it didn't really seem like, when you look back at it compared to Philly, that they were all that of a talented team or anything like that. So I think this time around though, that, they I wouldn't say are significantly more talented than that team that Philly took out in 5 games, but they definitely are more talented and definitely more committed. That's the thing, is that, their commitment to play, was fully on display, against the Penguins. They're like, wow, we have a chance to, not only stay far in the tournament, but upset these guys, make them look bad in the media and to their fans, and, yada, 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 all that stuff. So, they did that. Good on Montreal. Good on Montreal. But, we'll see what happens against Philly. Philly is not Pittsburgh. Philly is young and they're hungry, and they have just been so great defensively. That was a brilliant segue, actually. I didn't even credit myself for that until now. That was a great segue from Montreal to Philadelphia. So that is going to be their official round of 16. First round opponent is going to be the Montreal Canadiens against my Philadelphia Flyers. The Habs fans are chirping already, but honestly, if I was them, I would just be happy to be in that position, because it's almost frightening in a way to put your prediction out there for the world to see. But I mean, I've already said to some people here and there, some friends who have talked to me about it and whatnot, hit me up on it, and I did say Philly in 6. That is officially what I'm going to go on record as saying. The Philadelphia Flyers in 6 games against the Montreal Canadiens. Could be shorter than that. Who knows? We'll see. But I believe that, the Canadiens will command respect this team. And since they are, a little bit more talented than that team that got beat in 5 games a few years ago, I think that they could do a lot better. And, they should have the ability to win at least a couple of games, perhaps get it to a game 7, which would be epic and dramatic, especially, Philly took home the victory. So that's great. So, we'll see what happens there. I think that, you know, I'm so proud of the Flyers and how they came out. I want to say that, based on how Pittsburgh played, I think Philly came out there and said, we already played these guys. We know how to beat them. We're just going to go out there and beat them. This is an exhibition game. They might be all taking it lightly, thinking that, it doesn't mean anything. And it very well could have or have not to either one of those teams. I just know that when they won in overtime and Scott Laughton scored that beautiful NHL video game move goal on Murray, Jari, doesn't even matter anymore. They're dusted. But when he scored that goal in overtime, man, that was something magical. And I had already seen the chemistry between him and Hazy that's going on right now. I had already seen this. Like this is the mind of Vigneault and how this man operates. He saw something there that may have been missing in Lawton's game, and that's a big time tough centerman that can shut people down, but can also score highlight reel goals too. I've seen Hazy score highlight reel goals on breakaways, penalty kill. You know, those two guys together on the line with TK as well, man. Like, oh my goodness, TK, holy cow, man. You are just like definitely living up to your potential playing with those two guys. You know, a couple of defensive minded guys, but have the skill to put the puck in the net. Easy. Oh man. Oh man. Wow. So that line seems to be lighting it up. I just wish that the Cootsie line could get going. Nickel Kubel, man, I am so impressed with this guy, especially if I believe they're trying to play him at center. Holy my goodness, I am so impressed with this young guy and what he did the other night. You know, with the 2 goals against Tampa. I mean that's practically clutch when you think about the circumstances and whatever. Tampa may have been throwing that game, but guess what, Tampa? Now you got Columbus again. And let's see if you choke under pressure again, or if that was actually a fluke. Like I said, I did say that was a fluke. A lot of people are, trying to write Tampa off now, like, oh, whatever, whatever. They're more than likely just making jokes, and everybody knows that Tampa is going to come out and probably spank Columbus. I mean, Columbus got a decent team, but they had to take Toronto to 5 games. So that really speaks for itself when we look at what we saw from Toronto, and that was absolutely nothing and garbage. So the haters are gonna come out of the woodwork and hate on this one, but y'all shouldn't. Y'all shouldn't. Y'all should just stay at home, in your couches because of what the virus mandated, and wear your mask when you speak to me in public like that. Because guess what? You got no talk, so you shouldn't even be speaking, mask or not. Wow. I can't 3-0. 3-0. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I don't even like I don't know. I really don't want to move on from that because I want to stay on the good vibes on my Philadelphia Flyers. We'll touch back on that in a second and just how horrendous the Leafs had played. My time might be up here soon, so I'll try and cover as much as I can in the little time I have. So the one thing I do want to say, first place in the East, my Philadelphia Flyers. Let's show it here. This amazing woodwork carving plaque here. Had to get it. First place trophy for you, Philadelphia Flyers. Congratulations, guys. And this is going to look great hanging up on my wall. It's going to look great. So there you go, guys. Oh, and shout out to One of a Kind, the antique mall in Woodstock, Ontario, where I got this. Shout out to them. Shout out to the artist who created it. It's a great job, and it's going to look great with the rest of my hockey gear, apparel, and decorative pieces that I have here, and memorabilia. That's the word I was looking for. So, congratulations, Flyers. First place in the East. I can't remember the last time you guys did that. It was a while back, but now I might have to check and see if they're eligible for the President's Trophy too, because we might have to be celebrating a President's Trophy win as well, depending on how they do the point counts on what happened, because they should. They're not going to count the exhibition game. I wish they did, but the Flyers come in 4-0, 4 different teams, 4 different styles of play, and the Flyers adapted to each one of those challenges. So I'm really proud of them. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to Alain Vigneault once again. Très bien on what you have these guys doing, especially in your first year. It's just unbelievable. In all my years of being a Flyers fan, I mean, I haven't seen this kind of a turnaround for a first year head coach in a really long time. I mean, maybe Laviolette, I guess, but obviously, his rhetoric got old. But I'm glad he was able to take the team as far as he did. I'm grateful for that. I'm not going to hate on the guy too much just because he got canned. I think he should have stayed one more year, in my opinion. But that could be another subject for another day. But for now, again, Shout out to the Raps. They came out. They did the job. They did what they were supposed to do against Memphis. John Moran, nice game. Not enough, though. No supporting cast whatsoever. It's going to be a long run if they don't help you out there in Memphis. So, Raps, just continue to chug along 4-1 since the restart. Just let's go get it, boys. Let's go run it back. Shout out to the Philadelphia Flyers, number one in the East. It is official by beating the Tampa Bay Lightning and holding each of their opponents to 2 goals or less in the tourney. Pittsburgh 2 goals, and the opponents that they beat in the round robin play to go and be 3-0. They all were held to 1 goal. All of the opponents that they faced. So that really bodes well for the defense of the Philadelphia Flyers. The goaltending and I believe that with that, starting from the back end, Carter Hart showing a lot of promise, a lot of calmness and poise in the nets there. So that's very good. And you got the veteran Brian Elliott, the Moose, who's perfectly capable goalie of coming in there. If he needs to in relief, calming things down, making some plays and just keeping guys in it, making sure that every game is treated like do or die, and then once you finally get that last one that gets your opponent eliminated, then it's time to pop the champagne a little bit and celebrate, to go on to the next round before you're able to drink the champagne out of the cup. So let's hope they get it done. Let's keep chugging forward. Yeah, so I did want to touch on, the other happenings as well in the NHL besides, what happened there with the Pittsburgh series. Pittsburgh, bleh, I don't even know what you guys are going to do going forward here. So I don't know, but good luck to you. Happy trails. Sid's going golfing, bud. Mm-hmm. And the Habs, Philly's first round opponent going forward. Should be a great, entertaining series. It's all going to be happening from Toronto, and I'm glad there's no Habs fans in the stands for this one. I am actually happy to say that for the Philadelphia Flyers because of the fact that you're not going to have these rude, boorish, obnoxious French Canadian folk. And I'm speaking on this from my experience on how they act at games for the most part at the Bell Center. Okay, so don't get on me with the Twitter comments and the hate mail. Blah blah. Blah. This is from what I've seen at games and how sometimes they are. So I'm glad Philly doesn't have to worry about that. And I mean, and you can come at me trying to say, "Oh, Phillies fans are no better," and they're probably not. I've seen some pretty bad stuff from Philly fans too. But at the end of the day, neither team will have to deal with any of that. So let's just see what happens when they go out there and just play hockey. You know, Pittsburgh fans, unfortunately, are not known for being as vicious and savage as Flyers fans. So had they been playing in the stadiums, I don't think it would have given them fits anyway. But I guess had they been playing in their home stadiums with fans, maybe we wouldn't be in this position. So who knows? Who knows what this wacky 2020 will bring us next? I mean, if the Habs were somehow able, by the grace of God, to get past Philly and move on to the Eastern Conference Finals, let's say for argument's sake, oh my goodness, now that would be a crazy 2020. But we'll see what happens. So besides what happened to the Habs and the Berg in that game. Um, the Leafs in Columbus, man, wow, wow. What can I say? What can I say? I don't know what to say. What can I say? I'm just speechless about this. I don't know what to say that hasn't already been said. Except that my time is getting very close to being done. So I need to shut this down very soon. Oh boy, the Leafs. Oh boy. I mean, if there's what I'm gonna say, it's probably see you next year, I guess, bud. See you next year, bud. So with that, I'll try to bring you guys more content. Be on the lookout for my NHL 20 highlight videos. Again, wash your hands during this COVID crisis, if you want to call it that. Wash your hands, be safe, and hug the ones you love, and tell them you love them. So, guys, from a very hot, humid, and rainy London, Ontario, good night, farewell, and we'll see you on the next episode of the next show.